Audio description narration provided by Kyra Goguen. We thank you and hope you've enjoyed the show as well as this audio description. Ysabelle Vautour, Stranger. 11 by 14 inches, framed watercolor on paper. We start with the painting of an Egyptian man done in soft pastel colors of purple, mauve, and yellow. The watercolor paints, where he blends into the background, has a kind of effervescent feel. He is looking directly at the viewer with what looks to be the beginning of a smile, of a kind stranger. Caring Stranger, 11 by 14 inches, framed pastel on paper. The subject is a woman with lovely angelic blue eyes and blonde hair in pastel shades. She is also looking at the viewer with soft, kind gaze of a caring stranger. She is wearing garments of dark, rich purple, and the background is green. The artist used pastel on paper. Next, we see a grouping of 6 8 by 10 black-framed small portrait paintings characteristic of the artist's style, which are faces with expressions that reflect mood and feelings. On the bottom row, from left to right, a close-up view of a very expressive face, uncertain expression looking at the viewer. A watercolor done in dark shades of purple and black painted in non-traditional contrasting colors called Stuck in Time. Next, in the center, the work titled New Generation has its message embodied in the form of a smiling infant. It's done in monochromatic colors of white, black, cream, and gold. The eyes are very large and invite the viewer to hope and trust in the future. Next is a painting done with Gansai watercolor, a traditional form of Japanese watercolor based in sumi inks. Its subject, a young woman with her eyes looking up in prayer and in contemplation. Her skin is white. The colors are also monochrome, done in warm shades of cream, browns, gold, and blue. Now, from top right to left, pictured is an art piece using ink on paper. The subject's name and the title of the piece is Nav, a beautiful black-bearded Sikh man with sharp, bold, vibrant, colorful clothing. He is surrounded by pops of color, hot pinks, mauves, and he is also wearing a white turban called a pagri. The subject is looking sideways from the viewer in what could be interpreted as expectation. The next art piece is of gouache on paper of a black woman with an afro-styled haircut with pops of orange gold in her many tight curls. Her expression reflects the title of this piece, Confidence. Ysabelle once again used non-traditional colors with the subject's face being royal blue. The painting's background is mauve and white, and her dress is a tapestry of gold and red. She is wearing 2 necklaces and matching earrings. One necklace is red in a scalloped shape, and one is beaded white. The last piece of the 6-block series is of a woman looking down, eyes closed, in meditation. The colors chosen for this mixed media painting were black, orange, and hits of purple detailing a cream yellow complexion. We now move on to a cluster of 4, 9 by 12s in black frames called the Disability Art Series. Let's look at these from top left to right. The medical model is a young woman with shoulder-length hair, dark eyes, and tan skin, looking away from the viewer. Her expression of slight concern, listening intently with lips pressed. This piece is monochrome in brown and cream colors. The top surface of this piece, the artist sketched in white lines, so it appears to have splinters and fractures of the glass. The social model. A profile of a bearded man facing the viewer left with light creamed colored skin, medium brown wavy hair, and dark eyes. He is wearing a blue shirt and purple colored vest. Superimposed is a white wheelchair cut out with the written text as follows. We live both hypervisible and invisible lives. Don't treat our needs the same as preferences. We need empathy. Get to know us. Accessibility is built through relationship. Bottom left to right. A young woman is centered on the page with a blue-green scarf covering her eyes, yellow and pink colored complexion, and full pink colored lips speaking, "Listen to dis." These are her words captured in a white bubble above her head. Her head and shoulders are peeking through the center of a flower of green tapered leaves radiating outwards. A lady is seated in a wheelchair, her Hot Wheels, which is the title of this piece. Her complexion and arms are non-traditional in shades of green, blouse is dark blue, legs are tan in color, hair is short blue and brown. She is wearing a white mask on her face with a blue pattern designed on it. The black blotched colored eyes and raised brows are expressing what could be interpreted as concern. The intricate background is light blue and dark blue with patterns of white swirls. The shapes look like almond-shaped blue eyes and circles and peace symbols. The last cluster of the 5 encaustic paintings goes well together, as if they were one big painting, unified by abstracted style, with lots of texture and lively flecks of paint, as if the artist was moving very quickly with big sweeping gestures. Up next are 2 highlighted paintings, Hire Me and Veil. Let's look at Veil. Roughly 12 by 12 inches, encaustic and mixed media on wood, has a faded woman in the center blocks of color of orange and burgundy, which envelop her as if she is peeking behind a veil. A small metal chain drapes across the top and trickles down the left side. On the right side, a black and gray printed pattern is embodied in a piece of fabric with colors of orange and green. It is carved as well as raised texture in this piece. Now let's examine Hire Me. Hire Me is 16 by 12 inches and is encaustic on wood. It has a moody feel. On the top left large is an 80s style sunglasses floating at an angle in the wild abstract background. To the right, there is the iconic silhouette of a blind figure in red and black, walking with a red cane facing forward, but below the glasses. The background is of orange, yellow, whites, and grays. A mix and scribblings indicate a busy street, wall art or obstacles on the walking path to Hire Me. Emergence, 12 inches by 12 inches, encaustic on wood. Disability is not a bad word. 12 by 16 inches, encaustic on wood. Square blue 1, 9 by